Welcome to my final presentation for the Bath Spa University Virtual Internship in Learning Design, otherwise known as Instructional Design. My name is Wayne Burnett. The following presentation outlines my virtual internship project. My client was the Professor of Globalization and Work, a third-year course in Sociology and Geography. Students taking this course are final-year students and only meet once a fortnight. The professor in charge of the course identified several goals. She wanted students to think critically about and to evaluate sources of information and theories about globalization, to make personal links between themselves and the globalizing workforce to see that what they eat and wear relates to workers in other countries, to participate more in class and to engage with readings in greater depth, as some students struggle with academic reading, to be open to difference and to think about people in other countries. She also wanted to provide greater feedback to students. My mentor also mentioned that students have commented generally that not enough feedback is provided. Finally, she wanted to improve the sense of community. This was all the more important as this course only meets once every other week. In my role as Learning Design intern, I discussed the characteristics of the students, the structure of the course, and the professor's goals. I had access to a copy of the course on Minerva, the Bath Spa Blackboard-based LMS. Following our discussion and reviewing materials available on the LMS, I came up with 4 suggestions that I thought the professor might implement. We discussed that we would not introduce too many online innovations, so I expected that only a couple ideas would be implemented at this time. In summary, the 4 suggestions were: 1. A glossary developed by students using the Wiki tool. 2. A project through which students would identify a personal item made in another country, and they would conduct research on its origins and the lives of the people who made it using the blog tool. 3. A structure to provide for peer feedback using the discussion tool. And 4. A scheme through which the professor would identify topical news items for discussion among the students. The first initiative is a student-created and developed glossary. This suggestion responds to the concern that students sometimes struggle with academic reading. It also engages them in activity between class sessions and allows for peer collaboration. The professor would identify a list of words to be defined. Each student would select one word to define. Once a student had made her or his contribution, she or he would look at other contributions and add clarifying information, links to useful websites or videos, or otherwise improve the glossary. The Minerva page shows the instructions, including an explanation of why this is useful, what students need to do, the list of terms to be defined, and an example for them to see. The second initiative is based on the Follow the Things website, which shows the origins of many goods. For this, students select an item that they have purchased or received and try to trace its origins. Written as a blog, students would identify the item, where it was purchased, and the price. They would then proceed to provide more background on where it was made using the Follow the Things website as a starting point. This idea flows from the professor's intent to help students make personal links between their choices and the working lives of people in other countries. This project would also be something that students would be able to do between classes and could use a variety of new media. The Minerva page shows the instructions for the students in 3 posts that could be used as examples. In this case, the item is a pair of boxers. The student talks about the difficulty finding the book referenced in the Follow the Things website, but perseveres by linking to a video. The third idea is aimed at increasing the feedback students receive, but this time getting it from peers rather than the professor. Various activities could be involved. Presentations can be video recorded and then uploaded to the discussion board. Similarly, drafts of papers could be uploaded as well. Then peers could be asked to provide constructive comments. On Minerva, a presentation feedback forum has been set up. Now each group in the presentation can post their video from others to comment on. The fourth and final suggestion was a way to engage students in news related to globalization and work. The professor would select appropriate articles for students' reading and discussion. This would also use the discussion board like the peer feedback activity. This could be an ideal way to develop community and engage students between classes. Students could also be encouraged to find articles themselves, possibly for extra credit. To assist the professor to implement the selected ideas, I've included slides that provide pedagogical considerations or advice. They are aimed at best practice in blended learning. In addition, Revisions to the course handbook have been proposed. These revisions incorporate all 4 suggestions, and those that are not used can easily be edited out. It has been a pleasure to work with my client and mentor and to gain an insight into the role of the learning or instructional designer. I appreciate the opportunity to be a Bath Spa virtual intern.